It is Tuesday, the 20th of May. It is 2 minutes past 2. It's been an extremely busy day so far in cold-blooded sports. If you're new to the channel, my name's Stephen. That smelly thing over there is Pamela.
Oh, smelly thing, yeah.
We are at Ice Hockey Store in Paisley in Scotland, and we are basically, we do repairs, we do ice hockey equipment sales, stuff like that, and we are the only store in the UK that can sell KYC products as well. So this is going to be a new thing that we're going to be telling people as well. Right, so the situation for today is it's been extremely busy with sharpenings. I've had somewhere in the region of 15 sharpenings so far, and it's only just went at 2 o'clock, so I've been in since just after 12, and we're now working on another pair of trews, believe it or not, and it's exactly the same problem that we've had previously with previous trews. Now, as we can see, here are all of the eyelets. All of the eyelets were burst. So if I get one of the eyelets and show you this, you can actually see that there's micro fractures and tears in the eyelets all the way around, and this is in the inside of the actual skate. So what was happening was it was tearing all of the laces. So what I've now been tasked with doing is replacing all of the eyelets. So right now we have a blank canvas and there is no eyelets in there, and I'm just about to put some of these eyelets in. So I'll set you up for a little time lapse, get the eyelets done, and then come back and speak to you once they're done.
Ready for whatever, I'll be front and center. Quick to sever, however, whoever. Raining from above, we shooting down through your umbrella. Getting fed up, nothing you could tell us. Snapping every shot I take, just wait till it develops. Stick around when we hold it down, look at what we found. This a marathon, not a sprint, let's go 100 miles. On the ground, with me to the clouds, never coming down. That's the crown on me, wear it proud, show 'em what we bout. Stick around when we hold it down, look at what we found. Said this a marathon, not a sprint, let's go 100 miles. On the ground, with me to the clouds, never coming down. That's the crown on me, wear it proud, fuck what they was talking about. Stick around when we hold it down, look at what we found. From the ground, with me to the clouds, never coming down.
So there we have it. That is the true skates with all new eyelets. They're all pressed in place and all nice and flush. Now, the problem that we had with them originally was they were actually splitting at the back, and that's a common fault from the factory. What I'm finding, most of the true skates that do come into the store, I am finding that you're actually either having to repress the eyelets or having to replace them pretty much straight from the factory, which is unfortunate. I think that's just one of the things, in my opinion, for true skates that is just not good enough, especially with the amount of money that you're spending on a pair of trews. Now, that's me not knocking the brand in any way, shape or form. That's something that they could actually take on board, and they could actually fix and put better eyelets into the skates. I think the actual skate itself is a pretty solid boot, and genuinely think that they're actually quite a nice skate to skate in. I am actually in a pair of the Hazardous 9X's at the moment, and I actually haven't had to do any work on mine, which is unusual. The only thing I say I haven't had to do any work on mine, I mean with the eyelets. I have, however, had to change the tongues because I wasn't happy with the tongues, and I've changed the holders because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to skate on the true ones. I prefer skating on CCMs. If you've been watching, you will already know this. But anyway, I will get moved on and get these out the road, get them back to the customer, and we'll move on and see what else today brings. Right, so random update, it is 2:38 in the afternoon, and I have basically managed to wipe my feet of all the jobs that I've got on so far. I have managed to do somewhere in the region of 15-16 sharpenings, and I've managed to do the full eyelet repair on the true skates. Now, I have been given a helmet, and this helmet has come in from a teammate of mine, and it is basically a refurb to see if I can refurbish the helmet. As we can see, it's broken in this part here, and it's broken on this part here, so I am going to have to try and see if I can do some tactile plastic welding in some way, shape or form. I do have some actual plastic that I will be able to put on the sides of the helmet to be able to make it a little bit more sturdy. I'm hoping. It's one of these ones where it is a project that is not needed straight away, so it's one of the ones that I can work on in the background, so there's no rush for this one. I also have another helmet that's sitting in the back. You may have seen this one before if you are an avid viewer of the channel. It's the helmet that came in from Josie, who has been given John Kidd's helmet, and John Kidd was or still is a legend in my eyes, but he is a player that played in the British National League for the Paisley Pirates and Ayr. I've got to put new padding in the inside of the helmet, so I need to find a donor helmet of some description to be able to use the padding from that helmet to put into the old helmet so that can then be reused. I also have to replace the bolts, but I am actually pretty apprehensive about having to try and cut them out due to the fact that they are very, very rusted. If I do try to cut them out, what will happen is they will probably melt the area that I'm trying to save, shall you say. I'm trying to make sure that the helmet is not going to melt or is not going to receive any unwarranted damage while I'm taking the bolts out, so I will have to go and see how I can take them out and if there's a way of doing that without damaging it. So Pamela is obviously very, very busy today. She is in the process of doing a VAT return, which has to happen every 3 months. Every 4 months. There's a every quarter. So every 3 months you have a VAT return that has to be done in the UK. So if you're a VAT registered business, you've got to do your return every 3 months, and then at the end you've got to do the end of your year, you've got to do your year end as well. So Pamela's in the process of doing that at the present. So today I will pretty much now be sitting in front of the computer, I would imagine. I have got, like I said, 2 sets of steels that have to be done, but they don't need to be done right this very second. They can get done before 5 PM, and I will try and see if I can get some work done on the computer just now, because it seems to be relatively quiet at the moment. Other than that, there's nothing really to report. Anything that you want to add?
No, I think you've covered it all.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Are you really sure?
Yep.
Do you want me to stop talking to you now?
No.
Are you sure?
Yep. I'm in the zone.
If she's in the zone, right, we better leave Pamela alone then and let her stay in the zone.
I've got to get this finished. I just want this finished.
Okay. Right, I'll come back and see you guys in a little while. So a pretty non-eventful afternoon, if I'm honest. We have had a couple of people in looking for figure skate sizings and stuff like that, and maybe 1 or 2 orders for figure skates, but other than that I have been sitting in front of the computer making sure that the YouTube short videos are up to date, which is unlike me. Like I said before in a previous video, I usually do that on my own time, but because it is so quiet at the moment, I thought I would just utilise a little bit of shop time for that, because technically it is for advertising for the store. So anyway, that is me now managed to upload 20 short videos, and I know it sounds as if it's one of these situations where 20 short videos is nothing. It's like 20 1-minute videos or less than 1-minute videos. It takes so much time to actually sit down and edit them, and then obviously add the text to speech onto them as well, so that you've got the captions, and then obviously it takes a lot of time to then upload them onto YouTube. When you're uploading onto YouTube specifically in any format, it's basically like a form that you've got to do. So like you've got to put what area it's going to, what kind of content it is, you've got to put your captions in it, you've got to then put what it's all about, your descriptions and stuff like that, and then you've got to pick all the different settings that you want for your video, and then obviously you have to schedule them. So one of the things that I have actually did just now is I've actually scheduled my videos from the 22nd of this month all the way up to the 31st, which means that I have another batch of 20 shorts that have to then be done. So it basically buys you the equivalent of like 10 days every time you do 20 videos, because you're having to put 2 videos out every single day. Originally what they tell you is if you're going to do it and do it properly, you've got to do 3 videos per day, and you've got to do them at specific times. But what I've found was if I do 2, it means that I can then eke out a little bit more of the content that we have, and it means that we're not actually technically scrabbling looking for content all the time. So anyway, I digress with what I was talking about. Like I say, it's been very quiet this afternoon. I have 2 sharpenings left to do. The time is 4:45 at the moment, so then that last 15 minutes I will get these skates or these steels done for tonight's training session that I am attending, and then obviously that is us for today. I will quickly check in with Pamela before we finish up, and then we'll come back tomorrow. So how have you been getting on? How's your day been?
A lot of paperwork, a lot of admin work, a lot of order stuff, a lot of staring at a computer and working on spreadsheets.
So just your usual then?
Just my usual, yes. It's my usual.
So this is the fun part of the summer for yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, this is where it starts. So it starts with, I'll get this account stuff out the road, and then it's price lists
Website work.
So my price list, so my work on price list feeds into the website, which then feeds to get the till organised. That then allows us to organise our booking orders, our restock orders for the new season starting. But it all's got to follow a pattern, and it's a very boring part of. It's a very busy. It's a very boring part of the year.
It's one of these things, though. Do you not find that you prefer seeing customers in the store
Oh yeah.
rather than sitting in front and looking at a computer?
Yeah. Well, what happens with me is I get so engrossed in working on spreadsheets and everything else. It's like I get really angry at customers for interrupting me. Not their fault, but I'd rather do one or the other. I find it really difficult jumping between both tasks. I'm either involved in the computer and I don't take any notice of what's around me, or I'm involved in what's around me and I can't concentrate on the computer. I don't seem to be able to do both, so I really struggle with that.
To be honest, I feel her pain because I'm exactly the same. Like if I sit down to do something on the computer and then a customer comes in, I get really annoyed and I lose my place, and then I have to go back and start again, and that's just, it's time consuming.
It is, so that's what I've been doing all day.
Right, okay, so I'm going to go, and I take it we're going to finish up here, so what have we got to do?
You've got to like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to keep it cold-blooded.
And we'll see you again tomorrow.
We'll see you on the next one.
Not the next one. We'll see you later on in the video, which is
see you later
tonight.
in the video next week.
Next week?
That's what Sammy says.
Oh, right, okay, I'm glad.
Everything's next week, or how many minutes?
Oh, how many? When are we back in the store? Tomorrow. When are we going to see them again? Tomorrow. Right, okay. Hey, bye.
Bye.
Well, I know that I did technically say that I would see you guys tomorrow, or Pam said she would see you guys tomorrow. Well, it is tomorrow, and it is 2:44 AM. I've had a bit of a nightmare tonight with the uploads. Basically the situation is that when I started to do the uploads, when I was in the store, I managed to get all the YouTube uploads done. When it came to the Facebook uploads, it took nearly 2.5 hours to be able to do them. So from probably about 11 o'clock tonight, maybe 12 o'clock tonight, I've been predominantly struggling with the Facebook uploads. The Facebook uploads usually tend to consist of basically us setting up our daily posts for when we're open, when we're closed, opening times, obviously I've just said that, and then obviously the other aspect is our short videos that go on to that platform. Now, you might think to yourself, why would you be putting short format stuff on that platform? Well, that actually makes us money, believe it or not. It doesn't make us hundreds of money, but every little helps. I think this week we made actually $3 or something like that off of the views from the reels. Now, obviously that's not necessarily massive, but like I say, every little helps. So there is money going in every week or every month at the moment into the main account, which is really, really good. We never ever thought that when we started doing any of the social media stuff that we would have made any sort of cash off of it whatsoever. And considering the fact that we didn't technically think Facebook would have been the one that we would have made any money from, when we actually had a sit-down conversation about it, myself and Pamela that is, we still aren't making anything off of YouTube, and we still aren't making anything off of TikTok. The reason why we're not making anything off of TikTok is because we are classed as a business on that platform. Individual content creators will be able to make cash off of it. As far as I'm aware, we are not able to make anything off of it. Again, it's not necessarily the reason why we're doing it. The main kind of reason why we're doing any of the social media stuff is to basically it's free advertising. So us making the videos and us doing what we're doing with the channel, us doing what we're doing with the videos in general, just giving you guys an indication of what we can do is advertising. It's a free source of advertising for us. So that's something that we're obviously trying to utilise as much as possible. We had went down the avenue of advertising on local radio before, around about Christmas time. Now, we never really seen a massive influx of people coming to us, even though we had spent probably, I think it was about £1,000 worth of advertising for 1 month, and that is massive amounts of money, like in my opinion, especially for advertising, especially now that you can get so much of it for free, especially when you're talking about 3 different platforms or 4 different platforms that you're going to be able to utilise. So anyway, I am now finally finished. It is, like I said, 2:47 so in the morning, in the AM. So now that I've managed to get all of the videos that I actually uploaded, there was only 20 short format videos, but the 20 short format videos for Facebook just would not upload. Every time you upload on that platform, it either crashes or takes too long. Again, the only reason why we do it is now we're actually gaining a little bit of traction on Facebook with regards to people watching our content, our short format stuff, and it is actually driving people to our channel, which is really, really good. But again, we need as much support as possible from you guys, so like, share and subscribe, and hopefully we'll maybe get some more interesting content made for you guys for your viewing pleasure. Afternoon, we made it to the store. Believe it or not, I've shocked myself again. I'm early. It's 4:49 and Wednesday the 21st of May. So we are in the store. Obviously the shutter isn't up yet. You might not be able to hear. I'm managing to edit out the noise from above. There seems to be overweight tap dancers up the stairs, and that's no disrespect to the people that are in the class up the stairs. It just feels as if they're thudding on the floor so hard, along with the music that is absolutely crap. But anyway, I am in the store and I have something that I'm quite happy to show you guys. Now, the resurrection of this helmet that we were talking about the other day, this is the helmet, the old CCM bucket that we've got. I can't remember the actual model. Let me see, what is it? Can you see what it is? Can anybody see? Nope. I just see that the fact that it's like an old CCM helmet. We used to have a 1052, originally a 952 Tacks helmet. Now obviously this is the foams that came out of that helmet. Now that foam is not ideal. It is very old, it is not very protective, and it won't do much. Now this is where it gets really funny. I actually went up the loft. We've been clearing some stuff out. Obviously, Pam and I have said earlier on, or Pam specifically has said that we're on the move. We're moving house. So I was in the loft today and I was moving some stuff around, and I managed to come across a helmet that I found up in the loft from when I was playing juniors. Now, it wasn't originally my helmet. All of my old kit get given to my cousin. And then when we started the store, my cousin came down and dropped off all the kit that he had that was left over. Now, it was a Cooper helmet, but it wasn't the HD 4000 or 3000 that I had. It was a different model of Cooper helmet. So look what I found. I actually managed to find foams that are relatively new and in good condition. It's the big orange marks are glue marks where it was glued into the helmet, but all I'm going to do with this is trim it to fit, and we should have a helmet that now fits. The other issue that we have with regards to this helmet, or these helmets, are these bolts here. I'm not 100% sure if they're actually going to move, but they need to be taken out and they need to be replaced. They're rather rusty, but if I can get them out and get them on, get them replaced and replace the foams, that's another helmet that's been resurrected. So I'm hoping that that's going to work. The other issue that I have is with this one, I'm going to have to try and get creative with this one. I actually looked at buying a plastic welder the other day. Amazon's a great thing. You can go in and buy a plastic welder for like £24 or something like that. So that's what I'm going to do. Buy a plastic welder to weld that all back together and fit some new plastic to the back of it just to reinforce the area. That's my plan. But this one up here will take a little while to get done. So anyway, I am going to get on with today, see if I can get some of this foam put in place and get ready for tonight, because it is now, let me see, I've been talking that much, it's 4:52 at the moment, so we'll still get time to get the shutter up and get organised. So anyway, I'll come back and see you in a little while. Hopefully it's a busy night. So after cutting a little bit of the foam, there we go, it's not exact, but it more or less fits. So now it has to just be glued into place, and then we have a fully functioning helmet again. So I'm quite happy with that one. It's obviously going to have to take a little bit of trimming, but at the same point it is now going to be able to get used again. Well, it's 7:15 on Wednesday the 21st of May. That is, all of the sharpenings and stuff like that are gone. Genuinely, again, it was heavy on the sharpenings, not really much other stuff that was getting done other than working on that helmet, which I've managed to get the bolts out of, which I'm going to take you through and show you at the moment. So I managed to get the bolts out, and I managed to finally, I say the bolts, it was the screws. They were absolutely welded in to the helmet. as we can see at the moment, I have the quick clamps on it, just trying to get the foam to take a shape of the actual helmet itself, because it's from a different helmet. The foam, as I said earlier on, is from a Cooper helmet, which for a lot of you guys out there, you might not remember Cooper. Some of the older guys, you'll remember Cooper. I actually have a pair of Cooper gloves up in my loft, which were one of my first pairs of gloves that I used when I started skating when I was 8 years old. So I still have some things. So anyway, I have used double-sided tape to try and tape this into place just around about here, just to see if it's going to hold. Now the funny thing is, the padding in this helmet here, or this padding that was in the helmet, has obviously got thinner over the years, and the padding that I've just put in is thicker. The customer in question actually came in and tried the helmet on and couldn't get it on his head because the padding is so big. So we may have to trim some of the padding to make it fit. But obviously we don't want to do that. We want to try and keep it as padded as possible, try and keep it as safe as possible. Now, and obviously messing about with helmets with regards to the safety features and stuff like that is something that you don't take lightly, and obviously it's up to the customer to then make that decision if he's going to use that helmet on the ice. Again, with regards to that, I'm not 100% sure he will use it. It might just be a showpiece. I'm not 100% sure. We never really got time to talk about that. But for me, I wouldn't be looking at using this on the ice. The reason being is it's very old and it'll probably be very brittle. But at the same point, it is now more or less fixed. All of the parts on it that were needing fixed have been fixed. The bolts, the nuts and bolts that were fused together that wouldn't open, they are now fixed. The foams are now fixed, and the foam has been cut to the shape as well. So I'm quite happy with that, knowing that it's been done to my standard. The next one, like I say, we're going to be working on this one, but that one will be getting worked on at another time. So I'm going to just quickly tie in with Pamela and see what Pamela's up to and how she's getting on.
I'm just working through some orders and some admin. It's been really busy tonight. We've had a few order collections, a few order inquiries. Mostly I dealt with most of the customers coming in and out because it was very busy up until 6:45. So I've only really been on the computer 20 minutes, just trying to mop up some of the admin.
Cool. Have you got much things due to come in still, or have you got much things going out?
I've got to do a warrior order by the end of the week, and then we've still got a figure skate order that's got to be sorted out and caught up on. So yeah, we've got lots going on. We've just had a wee bit in. I can see Fiona outside.
Yeah, the people out there that are just about to come in, so I'll turn the camera off and let them come in.
Well, good evening. It is the end of the shift. It is Wednesday night. It is 8:39. We had quite a busy night tonight. We've had quite a bit of collections, a lot of sharpenings, a lot of tournament prep, laces, tape, sharpenings, visors, bits and pieces that they need for the weekend. And Stephen has been very busy retrofitting John Kidd's old helmet with a new padding, and he's put a wee bit of magic into his magic wands for the weekend. Is that right, Stephen?
I did. I actually had to alter the lie on a standard SL Warrior, so I had to change the lie of it to make it slightly higher so it sat right on the ice for me. So I had to do that, and then I had to cut a bit off the butt end because I made the butt ends slightly too big. But that's
can I just say, he was putting his tape on and I could hear 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right, so see when you do the butt end, like my sticks are in the car now, but see if you do the butt end, and the way I always do it is it's 15 times round the top. So you put one strip of tape one way, one strip of tape the other way, and 15 times round, and that gives you the perfect feel in the hand. And then there's a reason for this. So when I shut my hand, you can see my hand doesn't line up, but when I hold my stick, it lines up. So it's perfect for punching somebody in the face if you have to. But then that's just my way of thinking about it. It's not that I punch people in the face that often, and I'm over here, not like there we go. Yeah, there we go.
I'm wee and I'm holding it up like the
right, we'll put it to your height, and I'll come to your height. Is that better?
So I was randomly wondering what he was doing. 1, 2. So anyway, that's his thing. So this weekend is obviously tournament weekend. Stephen is away to the Scottish Cup, and I am actually getting to go this year. Past few years, it's just not logistically been able to do it. But this year I've cleared everything off and I'm going to go up with them and stay over the weekend with them. So I'm really excited to get to watch them in a full tournament, which I've not done since the kids were, since 2018. So it's been a while. Oh. Might be his last one. He did have a bit of a tumble last night on the ice and hurt himself, so but he's a bit better this morning, so hopefully everything holds up and we'll see how we go. It's always the kind of hard part of running a store, playing hockey as well, is the lines get really blurred and your own hockey doesn't become your own hockey. It becomes everybody else's hockey, it becomes everybody else's equipment. He's also coaching a team, which is a lot stressful. Trying to herd sheep sometimes, no offence to the Mustangs boys. It's always remember when we first started in 2011, we went to a trade conference down in Milton Keynes, and we were talking to another owner of a rather large store, and Stephen was like, do you play, have you played? And he's like, yeah, I used to played juniors, played rec. He said, but it just got too hard. He says it just got too much. I couldn't do it any longer. Everybody was always looking for free stuff, or it interfered with my time and I didn't get to play my own game. He says, so it was just more hassle than it was worth. And I think that always stuck with Stephen and I. Your life comes from hockey, and then you start the shop. The lines get very blurred, but hey, we wouldn't have it any other way. It's our life, it's what we do. So yes, the Mustangs are away to Dundee this weekend alongside the Paisley Blackhawks, Urban Flyers, the Warriors, to name a few. That's just a few that we have very close friends in that are also in the tournament. So in our group there is the Dundee Michelin, Paisley Blackhawks, Glasgow Mustangs, Aberdeen North Stars, and the Highlanders. So very, very competitive group. Obviously last year the Glasgow Mustangs and the Warriors came up from the plate. So the Warriors are in the other group and they're playing alongside the Urban Flyers amongst others. So good luck to all the teams this weekend. Please remember, it is recreational hockey. Don't take it too seriously, although you will, and enjoy the weekend. We will have a very rare Saturday off, which will be quite welcome. No doubt Stephen will probably be on his sharpening machine. We'll take a little bundle of tape and laces and whatever else is needed. Although there is a store in Dundee and we don't want to tread on anybody's toes. A good thing to have a wee nosy around their store as well and see how the other half did it. And introduce ourselves to them, because as much as everybody likes to think that we all hate each other, we really don't. And there's nothing in this industry. There is enough of the pie to go round if everybody works well together. But I guess, what is it they say? There's no friends in business. But anyway, we'll pop in and say hello and introduce ourselves, and we'll see how things go. And no doubt we'll take you guys along with us on the tournament weekend, as we'll have to, because we need the footage. And hopefully there's lots of chats, lots of fun. We'll see if we can get some dressing room banter, and we'll see if we can get some of the guys on the on the YouTube channel if they will allow us. So yes, so hopefully Friday is very busy. We've got a very busy day on Friday. We've got the dogs to drop off, kids are in aftercare because it's a bank holiday weekend this weekend and the kids are off school. So we've got to pick them up at 5:30 on Friday afternoon and go spend a quick 5 minutes with them as we drop them off at Granny's. Granny will do their dinner, put them to their bed, and then we will collect them on Sunday evening when we get back from the tournament. I don't anticipate that the Mustangs will get through to the semis, although I will be hoping upon hope and praying to the hockey gods that they do. So we'll probably home relatively at a decent hour, but we'll see. We might stay and watch the semis and the finals. 2:45. We'll see. But you might want to stay and watch the finals and the semis, so we'll see how we go. We are allowed out for the weekend without children, so just leave me on. That's the plan for the next couple of days. Tomorrow is obviously Thursday, day off. I'm working and Stephen's got some editing to do. The boys have got a haircut. Sarah's got to come with me to pick up some bits and pieces at Asda. other supermarkets are available, and we will be getting everything packed up and ready to go because I've got the kids to pack up, the dogs to pack up, Stephen's got the kit to do, the baby sharpening machine's got to be ready to go, and we've also got to get our stuff ready. So it'll be a busy day, couple of days, and we'll no doubt catch you very soon along on the journey. But don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to keep it cold-blooded.
Bye bye.